Hi my friends, CA here, and this week's book pick is the picture book. I don't know what you would call it. Where's Jane? Where's Jane is a combination, I think, of high-level telling of Jane Austen's more famous stories. Pride and Prejudice, Emma, Sense and Sensibility, but it adds to it a little bit of the Where's Waldo type of activity, which I really love this combination. The book itself is divided by stories, and some of the larger stories are broken into parts. So up front it gives a little bit of a synopsis, and then it has illustrations, a little bit about what sort of happens. It takes you through close-ups of the illustrations of some of the main characters and who they are, just to help point them out in the book. Emma Woodhouse is good-looking, clever, and rich. She lives with her elderly father, Mr. Woodhouse, at Hartfield, a lovely house in Highbury. Her mother died long ago, so Emma and her sister Isabella were looked after by a kind governess, Miss Taylor. Isabella has already left to get married, so Emma is lonely when Miss Taylor leaves to marry a widower, Mr. Weston. I've talked about, baby lit and kid lit as ways to introduce really young kids to some classic literature, such as Jane Austen stories. And this, it takes it sort of the next step to get a little more detail, a little more depth of story and character of some of those classics, maybe to entice your middle grader into reading some of the classics. But that's not all, which makes this great book really great is after reading part one, you open up to a double page spread illustration of Highbury, the village, and invited to look amongst all the details of the village and the people to find key characters from part one. And if you're unsure of what characters to find, you can see these little illustrations on the story that you just read, or little close-ups of those characters and who they are. So you can see in the character illustration, Mr. Knightley is wearing you can see his hairstyle and this dark blue suit. Looking in the illustration, you can see him right here, the hairstyle and the dark blue suit. I just love that idea that you get to read the story, understand the drama that is Jane Austen and her stories, and discover a little bit about the characters, but then the illustration gives you a chance to see how people interact and find those characters that interact in that environment, which I really love. If you really find you or the kids are struggling trying to find some of the characters, at the back are the answers. So that's this week's book pick. Where's Jane? Sort of a hybrid picture book, activity book. A great way for us literature fans to bring some of those classics we love to our younger kids, perhaps get them hooked. The art is so fun. I'll be sure to include details below in the description about the book should you want to add this to your collection. You can find me here on Wednesdays talking about books for kids, perhaps something you never thought of adding to your own home library. If you like this content, would like to see more content like it, be sure to give us a little thumbs up. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit that little bell icon to be notified as new content like this is uploaded. And as always, one to beam out.